Welcome to the stream. Gonna start the freaking stream. I'm gonna wait a little bit more to start it. Just a little bit of like yapperinos. A little bit of like life update, I guess, or something like that. Oh fuck! Ooh, wait. It won't show. Is it showing? A little bit of a what the fuck? It won't show my YouTube. No, it won't. It won't show Edge. There. While we wait, while we go with Agatha all along, what are we gonna listen to? This is like the good one would be like You Should See Me in the Crown, right? They just listen to You Should See Me with the Crown. That would be nice. Or what are the If I Could Spend Time in the Bottle? Uh, this one that's nice. Nah. Any actually the what's this one? She was so young back then, 7 years ago. Sheesh. Kinda old now though. Aye. Back when it was just wispy. This time around is her voice still like on the whispery freaking kind of sound? Like I don't think it's kind of like that now that she's singing. It's different, yeah. Her voice sounds different now. It's not like this. It's different, yeah. Oh, you should see me in the crowd. Ah, that's nice. Uh, Takashi Murakami. That is crazy. Okay. Alarms blaring. Let's listen to this. Time. Wait, let me just. Let me put the talking. Sorry, VOD viewers. I don't know what VOD viewers will be able to like to. VOD viewers are YouTube freaking things, eh? Because it's just raw from freaking YouTube. Alright. Apologies, but we're like waiting for like a lot of people to come in before I start yapping. If in case people come in, you know? Just like building habits. But building habits for later on, I guess. It's just a bunch of freaking practice, even though I'm just like one viewer. But it's just nice to keep the habit there, right? Anyways, uh, what? While we're waiting, any life update you want to say? Uh, I did an exam. I did an exam for a freaking license, and it's pretty nice. My my insurance agent licensure exam. I passed. I passed it with really high marks actually. The freaking reviewer, I felt like I was cheating when I was like doing the reviewer, but hey, and I felt like I was cheating, but it doesn't feel like cheating. You know, I haven't like reviewed or studied in that kind of way. I haven't studied in that kind of way when it comes to studying. It just wasn't my freaking style of freaking studying for like things, and it felt like I was like freaking cheating, but it doesn't feel like that. You know, it's just I'm at like a freaking point also of like doing any means necessary to be able to like pass certain kinds of things because I'm freaking tired. I'm freaking old. I'm old. Doing it the right way for like starting over again, it's just crazy insane. I don't really know. I don't know. I don't know, man. When it comes to like certain kinds of freaking things, doing things the old way is just crazy insane, right? When you in fact like it's just a matter of like everybody else is doing this freaking kind of like way of freaking studying for a freaking exam, and that's what it felt like. Yes, I kind of understood the entire freaking concept of whatever it is that I'm studying, and the answers for what I'm studying for. It is freaking there, but it's just like there's it just it's just weird. It's just weird because what I'm used to when it comes to like studying and like going towards answering freaking stuff and doing things. But hey, I got a high freaking mark. It was nice. It felt nice though. It felt nice. The exam felt like freaking quick. My mom was freaking shocked of how fast I freaking did it. How fast I did the exam. But yeah, it was weird because like the answers felt like already freaking there. It felt so freaking easy. Felt so freaking easy. I never felt like that in a freaking exam ever. I guess probably because the way I was studying before was freaking wrong, and I should study in a better freaking kind of way, right? If like it's specifically studying for freaking exams, I should like study in a different kind of way or like do something else, right? If like the entire freaking purpose is to like pass the freaking exam, the entire purpose is to pass freaking the exam because like what you and not to freaking learn or like to properly actually freaking learn what you're learning, right? When the entire freaking purpose is to pass the exam and not to freaking learn, that means there are like certain kinds of freaking methods you need to freaking do, even though it's in the freaking kind of gray area because that is the freaking goal. I know it's kind of freaking crazy. It's just weird. And one of those freaking methods is like having freaking leaks or having freaking questionnaires, using freaking questionnaires. Not exactly leaks, but it's just like a bunch of freaking questionnaires and like knowing the answer to the freaking certain kinds of questions and certain kinds of like questions being told. It's just a matter of freaking testmanship. It's just like studying for like testmanship and being able to understand. Oh, this is where this freaking thing is. This is where they trick you when it comes to this freaking point. It's just certain kinds of things like that, right? It felt like freaking cheating for me because it's just not the way I play games. You know, it's not the way I play games. It felt a little bit like cheating, but it's just not. It's not. It's not in when it comes to whatever it is that's been done. Like leaks. I say it's not entirely a leak from the freaking exam. It's just what do you call this? It felt like based on like previous examinees, right? Information from examinees from past freaking examinees, and they be able to like take the test. They were able to take the test, and they were able to like understand that these are the freaking questions that were like told to us, and those were the freaking past exams. Using those past exams as a freaking basis for your freaking studies, also a freaking method. So it felt like a freaking leak, right? Yeah, it felt like freaking leaks, but it's not leaks. Those were the freaking methods that I used to be able to like pass the freaking exam to be able to like get freaking higher freaking score. But it's just yeah, it's just like not completely studying just a freaking entire freaking aspect of studying the aspect in itself and completely understanding it to the core and then taking the freaking exams. But part of the freaking studying also is just like taking exams and being able to like understanding answers for those, right? Because that's part of freaking learning. It's like to be able to like test yourself and be able to like do all those freaking things. So when you're be able to like understand like to be able to like know how much knowledge you'll be able to like gather, it's just a matter of like understanding the freaking answers to the questions. You also like learn also by understanding the answers to certain kinds of freaking questions. Some questions are freaking tricky, and you may be able to understand how tricky those questions are. And that's like how I freaking pass. I don't know why I'm freaking talking about it. And do you feel like it's cheating, or do you think it's a necessary freaking way? You know, say it in the freaking comments. Do you think what I freaking did was freaking cheating, or is it just a necessary way of freaking studying? Is it a part of freaking studying? Should we change whatever it is and whatever it is that we need to be able to do in measuring a person's ability or aptitude or knowledge when it comes to certain kinds of thing? Because our way of freaking testing is just feels kind of flawed. It just feels so freaking flawed when it comes to a matter of freaking testing, but it's just the most efficient freaking way of being able to understand how freaking well a person understands the freaking subject matter. You know, when it comes to certain kinds of freaking tests, it's kind of like that. Anyways, that's just like my entire freaking way of that thing there, going there. I felt freaking, it felt so freaking wrong. It's just the world that I live in. Like this crazy freaking bubble that I lived in. It's just insane. It's insane. It's freaking stupid. And the way I'm like testing myself on my knowledge when it comes to Agatha all along, like all of these freaking things, and now I'm able to like answer these kinds of freaking things, right? To be able to like better myself in when it comes to like answering freaking questions or towards my freaking yap. I just like answer a freaking. I just like lay down a lot of freaking talking points, I guess. When it comes to like talking points instead of just a bunch of freaking questions that I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna answer it in like a certain kind of way. It depends on like how I answer it, but I'm gonna answer it with a reason as to with the amount of freaking reason that I'll be able to do, and a little bit more of entertainment, kind of those freaking things. I kind of learned that too when I like trying to like test myself and be able to understand those freaking things. When it comes to whatever it is that I need, if I'm ever gonna have like talking points or something like that, let me like do these freaking things like this, right? So that's something I'm gonna do when it comes to Agatha all along. And when it comes to Agatha all along, it's just like it's just when it comes to Agatha all along, it's overall a test in itself too, right? Whatever that they're going through when it comes to the entire freaking series or the entire freaking short in the mini series that we're able to watch, it's just a bunch of freaking tests. So let me connect that. I've gone through a freaking test. I've changed after going through the freaking test, and this is a freaking change that I have. I'm changing a little bit when it comes to the freaking yaps that I'm going to. And yeah, that is about freaking Agatha all along. It's just a bunch of freaking tests, and then when it comes to the freaking road, it's kind of nice to be able to understand that it is like that, you know, like connecting things in the windows like that. Uh, yeah. Now, okay. When it comes to Agatha all along, let me just like a matter of like answering two freaking questions at once. How does this one compare to the other shows, and what does it feel like the second time? The second time around, a bunch of freaking multiple freaking questions, answering multiple questions in one freaking yap, of course. But overall, these are the things that I'm trying to answer, right? But first, before like I will just start it, and let me just start with my first experience when it comes to Agatha all along. I've like figured like I've like stumbled upon Agatha all along like while I was like I didn't like get into the freaking hype as to the freaking sequel of this Agatha all along thingy. I wasn't like very hyped as to like watching it. I wasn't like really into it. I was like waiting. I was like in a different freaking headspace because I was on Dune. I was like trying to like finish like Dune, the entire Dune freaking series. Not the entire Dune, but that is just written by freaking Frank Herbert. All the freaking Frank Herbert, the Dune ones, not exactly the rest of the Dune universe. But yeah, when it comes to like freaking that freaking headspace that I am in, right? And then you put Agatha all along there, it doesn't seem to be able to like fit during that freaking time. But I still freaking watched it, and I enjoyed freaking the Agatha all along, but not to the point as how I enjoyed it during the freaking time was the Penguin. The Penguin was like kind of like something that I was like looking for. There's kind of the kind of maturity that I am looking for. When it comes to Agatha all along, it has all the freaking checks freaking mark when it comes to me, right? When it comes to my freaking type of shit that I want to see, it has this crazy as foreshadowing, as this kind of detective like style of freaking watching. When you want to watch this entire freaking thing, you're gonna want to watch it when it comes to like, you kind of want to watch it like a freaking detective because it's just like something like that, like a show that like honestly brings out freaking homages that are just crazy insane. It's just a bunch of freaking cameo freaking stuff, but it's just like crazy as Easter eggs that you'd be able to like watch out for. It's like a really good way to be able to like set up the freaking settings, a good freaking production value, something that is like entirely connected from beginning to the end. It makes you want to watch it over again because of the things that are the craziest reveals in the very end. That's like those are like boxes that I want to like check, like the things that I really want when it comes to like the first time around. Like Agatha checks all those freaking boxes when it comes to me wanting to watch a certain kind of like show, but like somehow the Penguin is much more impactful during that freaking time to me because it was something that I just didn't expect. It had the maturity that I was looking for. You know, when it comes to Agatha all along, it is freaking there, but it's like lacking the maturity, the kind of maturity that I'm like looking for when it comes to a freaking show. When it comes to like certain freaking kind of shows that I'm like wanting to look forward to. I know it's not like every freaking day that I want to, but it's just like my type of kind of shit, right? Uh, it's on that freaking kind of level. The Penguin was like on that freaking kind of level, that kind of grittiness. Like it still has freaking jokes towards it, but it's just like it's done so freaking well. It has this tone to it that is just insane. And compared to freaking Agatha all along, the Penguin like was able to like impact me a little bit more. But what happens is this kind of like situation when I get to compare how good a show is towards me because how the series freaking affect me. It made me curious into trying out freaking tarot and like being able to like do freaking tarot because like that's like one of my freaking content for the past fucking year, right? It's just a bunch of freaking tarot freaking reads sometimes. Like having like a tarot read for like certain kinds of freaking things, right? It's just like that how the freaking things affects me. It like somehow this freaking show like made me like want to do that. So what like how do you rank this freaking thing, right? Do you have like something that affects you emotionally, like gives me freaking that depressive freaking emote? For like it gave me the depressive freaking emote for like a day or so, but it was like so freaking good, right? It's like good for like a villain freaking show. Like the Penguin was there. Like I still remember it's still freaking good to me, but it's just like compared to Agatha all along, right? And yet Agatha all along like got me to be able to like enter and enjoy a new freaking hobby and like try out new things in freaking life. Got me to try out new things in life and completely change my freaking life in a way. It did, right? But it's not the best freaking experience when it comes to freaking me watching it. But the second time around freaking watching it, it kind of made me enjoy it the second time around freaking watching it. Maybe I'd watch the Penguin the second time around. Maybe someday, you know. But that's like what it did to me. Like when it comes to this freaking thing, and I'll be able to like say probably when it comes to very much if how it affected me. Agatha all along would like be ranked higher than the Penguin because the Penguin did freaking nothing. It was just an experience of a freaking show. It didn't like change. It was there. It was like what I was looking for, but it completely did not completely change the trajectory of where am I going with like my freaking life, right? Like how I see things, how I'll be able to like act and do things when it comes to my freaking life. It just like doesn't change that. But when it comes to Agatha, it has that freaking thing. Made me curious about certain kinds of freaking hobbies and be able to like do those freaking things. I know it's kind of weird, but it did. And yeah, that's how it did. So is it the kind of maturity that I'm looking for? It is in that freaking realm when it comes to like certain kinds of freaking maturity, but it's just like it's not to the point. It's still I don't know what kind of maturity I'm looking for. Am I looking for gore? Am I looking for profanity? Am I looking for explicit freaking sexual content? It's just Like there are like certain kinds of freaking way when it comes to making maturity freaking ratings, right? It's like I'm just looking for like mature freaking things like drug addiction or like addiction in itself, or like addiction, complex, complex, complex family dynamics. It's just a matter of like understanding freaking certain kinds of freaking family when it comes to like when it comes to like the penguin, whatever it is that they're doing, when it comes to his mother and himself, that's like a complex freaking family dynamic freaking thing. And it's kind of very dark and very heavy because of what he did to his freaking siblings. He's freaking there, right? It's like heavy freaking psychologically heavy conversations, or like thoughts, or like things to be able to talk about. And here it is it is there because it has this kind of maturity whenever it is when it comes to Billy and William, right? What is it, William? Like when it comes to Billy, is he Billy or is he somebody else? When it comes to him taking on the body of like a dead freaking person, is it like a great last freaking conversation? That's crazy as things when it comes to that. It is freaking there. I'm sorry, I'm looking. It is freaking there when it comes to freaking Billy, right? We have freaking Billy, we have freaking Agatha, Billy. I guess the way that they deliver the maturity, or like it is like mature freaking mature kind of freaking topics. So the way they were able to like deliver it, or the way they were able to like execute and show it to us, is just like on a lighter freaking tone and much more fun tone. I guess that's the Disney freaking brand, right? We're able to like tackle things in a much more lighter freaking tone. That's like how they be able to like do it, because overall it still needs to be on brand in case, just in case they are like freaking pushing it towards, you know, when it comes to it, it's still freaking there, right? It's still freaking there, but it's just not on the level of like the way it was like, executed, like how I like one how I see it when it comes to the penguin. But it is freaking there. So it has this freaking mature freaking aspects in it that they've been able to like to talk about, right? It has this certain kind of heaviness and weight to the whatever it is that's going on when it comes to everything. And there are like a lot of freaking things towards it too when it comes to the freaking Alice's freaking curse, where Jade, what the fuck, what is this? What is her freaking name? I don't remember the names. I am so sorry. Lilia, Alice. What is her name? Oh my god. There's no season two, man. Ooh, Jen. Okay, Jen, Mrs. Hart, and Rio, right? Oh my god. Sometimes it's so. This is unfair. Look at all the freaking pictures, and then you have Alice, and then you have Ali Ann's picture, and then everybody. What the fuck, bro? Bro, this is so unfair. And then you have like seven, like the Salem seven freaking headshots, and you have seven Salem seven freaking headshots like this. And then when it comes to the other freaking cast members, you have this freaking pictures. What the fuck is wrong with Google, man? What the fuck is wrong with Google and the way they? Oh, anyways, that's not even Google. That's freaking Bing. I think it's Bing. Damn it, Bing. Bing. Bing, what you doing? Okay, anyways, that's like freaking kinds of things. There are mature freaking aspects. When it comes to Jennifer, the way she was freaking bound, there's like certain kinds of freaking trauma that's going on. But of course, it's always there, right? When it comes to a freaking ensemble, there needs to be a balance when it comes to what everybody else is going through. But it's just like when it comes to Jen, there's like a feeling. It doesn't feel like it's there, right? Because like they just freaking reveal it as freaking Agatha being the person to be able to like bound her, and just they just see Agatha just to like amplify more the freaking thing when it comes to Agatha being a bad freaking person. Is she a freaking villain or is she like a freaking hero? when it comes to overall whatever it is that she's doing, it's just a freaking kooky ass, very cartoony kind of villain. Her actions are very cartoonish when it comes to like being a villain, right? She is like a cartoonish villain that is just very well, not a cartoonish freaking villain. It's just like the way they're able to like deliver this freaking kinds of way, right? It's you can have like a villain that is still like a character that's still like trying to be uplifting and the way they were able to talk and all those freaking things. But it's just like yeah, that's the freaking Agatha that they introduced us when it comes to WandaVision, so that they have to like rely on that kind of freaking Agatha this time around, you know? Or they just or just something else, man. Maybe it was just like but then it comes to like Agatha feeling like that, right? Being that freaking dark. Like they just need to be able to like have that freaking kind of thing when it comes to freaking Agatha. They just have to like somehow really show the message that Agatha is kind of freaking evil to be able to like deliver at the freaking final episodes, right? The last three freaking episodes when it comes to episode. Wait, last three episodes. Let me see. Wait, let me just look at the episode list. Last three freaking episodes. When it comes to the last three freaking episodes, I like, and let's just like separate them or like see them in like threes. So the first three episodes, the second three episodes, the last three freaking episodes, right? In the last three episodes, we get to be able to like see like this freaking twist in the freaking story that maybe Agatha is the freaking villain, a complete freaking villain. Like, they need to reframe her as a true freaking villain and whatever it is that she's doing, because that's like we're seeing her through the perspective of freaking Billy now, because she's just changed the freaking main character. We're like changing into like Billy and freaking Agatha. Like it's just like a switch between Agatha and Billy as a freaking main character. We're able to like see the perspective freaking shift, because that's how we see freaking Agatha all along the rest of the freaking series. All along Agatha all along. Okay, that's how we see Agatha all along the rest of the freaking series, because it's just like through the Billy's. It's just through Billy's freaking perspective. That's how we freaking see her, or that's how she's being portrayed as. And finally, when it comes to the twist, we got to be able to like see it. It's a freaking twist, right? A freaking change in the freaking aspect of the things. And that's just like how Agatha is. But how the series freaking affected me. This second time around, it's very fun. The second time around watching this, understanding it. The second time around, I watched it and then like I completely forgot about the Billy reveal. Actually, the Billy reveal that him uh, having to build the road itself. Like it was his magic that built the road itself. That is just kind of freaking crazy. And he was able to like kill all his freaking coven members, and it's kind of freaking insanely stupid. They have these similarities when it comes to Agatha and freaking Billy, but it's just like the way they ended it. It seems kind of like very weak, especially when it comes to freaking Jen. Whatever it is that they need to be able to do when it comes to Jen, it's just not freaking there. But I still freaking like the entire freaking thing. When it comes to freaking Lilia, the Lilia freaking episode though, that is fucking banger. Like that's the most banger freaking episode that it got me to freaking try freaking Taro, because it's just so freaking good how the way they explain freaking Taro, and then how the way they introduce you to freaking Taro. It's just really freaking good. You know, it's just really freaking good, because they understand Taro in a certain kind of way to be able to deliver it to deliver it that freaking way, right? And it's like one of those freaking things that I freaking love, because it's just a matter of freaking insanity and like being able to like having this drifts, the having this theme of freaking insanity when it comes to a certain person, but it's just freaking time travel, right? A way of being able to explore freaking time travel in this freaking kind of way, that you're drifting through freaking time, that you're like you're drifting through like traveling through freaking time, but it's just like your consciousness being like ripped apart and being able to like be here and be out there and all those freaking things, and they make me freaking empathize when it comes to freaking Lilia, because it's just like you have those freaking kinds of moments, right? You have those kinds of moments where you like zone out and be able to like go into different kind of worlds, and I sometimes wish that there would be an explanation where the why am I drifting into these kinds of freaking worlds, or why am I drifting into these kinds of freaking thoughts? Because it feels so freaking natural. It's the way you're drifting into freaking kinds of places, right? I drift a lot. I drift a lot when it comes to freaking kinds of places. I don't know if it's a response to external stimuli, or it's just happening to me. Sometimes I zone out when it comes to like certain kinds of like conversations that I'm having. I'm zoning out like crazy, and it's just weird because and I wish it was an explanation, because like for me this it's kind of like feels comfort that there is a certain kind of explanation to why this freaking zoning out, so like changes in freaking kind of character is happening, right? It felt like it was like happening from the future and all those freaking things. The Lilia episode is a freaking banger freaking thing. I'm sorry about making it about myself, but this is my freaking channel and this is my freaking thing. So I'll be able to like understand this, as I'll be able to like how it affected me, right? How this series affected me, because I was able to like say these freaking kinds of things when it comes to Lilia. Yes, it checked all those freaking things, but it's just like the second time around, like I've been watching this, it's just like, it's just, it's just, it's just really freaking good when it comes to Lilia. And the way they explain whatever it is that's happening, that is just weird as freaking things that are happening in the freaking previous episodes. And now that you're like understanding each freaking reveal, I guess there needed to be like kind of reveal when it comes to Jen's freaking character, but like that's like the weak freaking link when it comes to this freaking series. It's just Jen. Whatever it is that they're trying to do with freaking Jen, it's just like not freaking there. You know, like she could have been written very well when it comes to her freaking struggle and everything. You know, yeah, Jen was like kind of not there, but like the Rio freaking episode too. It was like Jen, but it's just actually Rio freaking episode, right? The Rio freaking reveal. And that's freaking revealed the Lillian. Yeah, that's freaking revealed like in there, and this says like that's a reveal when it comes to freaking death. And then you rewatch it and you'll be able to understand those are freaking funny ass freaking parts. When she fucking laughed when they like in that Ouija board, and she freaking laughed like death. They're like, who are you, death? He said, and she freaking laughed. That is fucking funny. That is freaking funny. It's so freaking good the second time around. It's just way freaking better in the second time around. Probably notice a lot of freaking things too, like the set freaking design, like understanding his room, right? The way he was able to like understand the freaking room, and the way it was like the inspiration that he was like getting from the inspiration that he was getting from his freaking room, and be able to like show when it comes to the freaking road. It's so freaking nice. And that was like a nice freaking way to be able to understand like how the road freaking works, and it's like how fucking powerful Billy is as a freaking magician, because he is the magician when it comes to the freaking card. And then when it comes to like the three Queen of freaking Cups, when it comes to freaking cups, freaking things, it's about like when it's upright, it's about receiving freaking kinds of emotions and receiving freaking kinds of things. And that's like when it comes to like Lilia, freaking receive Queen of freaking Cups. It's just her freaking receiving a lot of freaking things, and that's what she is. Right? She's receiving a lot of freaking memories from the freaking past and from the freaking future, receiving freaking kinds of freaking things that are just like coming in into freaking past and all those freaking stuff. It's kind of nice. Like Lilia, when it comes to the swords, wait, what is it? Empress? Did they say Empress? Was it? Is it Empress? High Priestess. That Empress is like the one with the lion, right? High Priestess is like Jane. High Priestess is Jen. Jennifer. Uh, what is like Agatha's freaking card? I don't know what Agatha's card is. Wait. Oh, let me Google it again. Let me ping it. Agatha card in Tarot episode. Cards explained by Ataro, bro. Oh, Ataro with God. Oh, Gord. The Ataro, bro. There's a magician. The tower reverse is kind of freaking crazy, and death happening in the tower reverse. That's crazy insane. I gotta know a little bit when it comes to tarot. It's just nice when you understand freaking tarot and be able to understand it. And one more thing when it comes to freaking tarot, it's just like, wait, there's like a kinds of like certain things when it comes to tarot. It has freaking esoteric freaking kinds of things too. When it comes to like the effect, like his freaking bar mitzvah, why is there a tarot freaking reader in effect a Jewish freaking things? Because see, like it also aligns when it comes to like of Jewish freaking things. When it comes to their tree of life, when it comes to their freaking Kabbalah, it has connections when it comes to the Kabbalah. The major arcana has like freaking connections. Tarot has freaking connections to the Kabbalah and all those freaking things. That's freaking crazy that it has. And then yeah, it has like that freaking connections, like tarot. That's why there's a tarot freaking reader in there, and it's kind of nice to be able for them to be able to understand that there is that they understand the tarot being like that, right? And having him like in those freaking things, the way they have detail in this, that kind of detail in this freaking series is like insane. The way they put detail in Agatha all along is insane, and the way they were able to do this up to the episode freaking 7, when it comes to 8 and freaking 9, that's where everything is just like like everything leading up to episode like 7 is like so freaking good. 8 and freaking 9 was like kind of good when it comes to the final. Freaking 8 was kind of good when it comes to the final reveal, when it comes to Billy going home and like understanding like, oh, what the fuck did I just do, and all those freaking things. And then when it comes to episode 9, the great explanation of things when it comes to Agatha, that's freaking nice. All right. Let me talk about the production freaking effort and the freaking production freaking value. Like, speaking of the freaking effort and the details that they've done, that's production freaking effort, right? The amount of detail they were able to like put into the freaking show is just nice. And like, uh, especially the set design for the road. The set design for the freaking road is insane. It's like building what the fuck? Building Wizard of Oz. It's like a Wizard of Oz freaking kind of thing. And so those freaking kinds of things, right? One of the things that I like the freaking story when it comes to like a freaking 5-man band going into tests and all those freaking things. You don't know who the powerhouse is or everything else, right? Yes, we have the main character, the Lancer. We got the freaking brains. The brains is probably Chen. The powerhouse brains, powerhouse, Lancer, main character. What's the third one? Heart. The heart is Mrs. Heart actually, but when it comes to this situation, it's a freaking black freaking heart. Is it like it's the heart of the freaking the 5-man band freaking Rio? Well, she's the one who like understands freaking things anyways, right? It's supposed like when it comes to like it like, usually it is typecasted as like a character like Mrs. Hart, right? Somebody who doesn't know a lot much when it comes to everything else that's going on to everybody, but he has like understands the main core of everything else, right? Understands like what their needs when it comes to their heroes, what they need to be able to do, and all those freaking things. It's freaking there. But when it comes to this one, the heart is just Rio. How is she the freaking heart? How is death freaking hard in this situation? Well, she's the one like to be able to like enjoy the freaking fun of everything else, right? It's not actually a 5-man freaking band because we have well, actually the heart is like Billy, right? I love the freaking test per test that is just going on when it comes to everything else that they need to go through. It's a very simple freaking plot line, but like derives it's a very simple plot line that can like complicate and like that can bring out a lot of complex freaking things. It's a very simple thing. They have to just go through a bunch of freaking tests to get what they freaking want. but like to bring out the complexity is like what do they actually freaking want, right? And then when it comes to reaching what they do, then what they want, do they survive after getting what they want? And all those freaking things. That it has its freaking things when it comes to freaking Alice. Her curse has been freaking lifted, but it's just like she got it what he want, but she freaking died right afterwards. It wasn't much, but she freaking died. When it comes to everybody else being unbound, everybody got what they wanted, right? When it comes to that, she got the freaking Agatha because Agatha is just way too freaking old. Why can't she? Why didn't she dreamwalk? Like, why didn't Agatha freaking dreamwalk? She understands freaking Darkhold and all those freaking shit, but why didn't she like dreamwalk to just find the Nicholas freaking Scratch? Like when it comes to this freaking things, right? Why didn't she just like dreamwalk like the Scarlet freaking Witch? Or she's not strong enough. She has a freaking Darkhold, but she is not the Scarlet Witch. Because when it comes to the freaking Darkhold, like the Scarlet Witch is the one who like be able to like do all those freaking things. Or maybe she understands that Nicholas Scratch, maybe she believes that Nicholas Scratch from a different timeline in the multiverse is not the Nicholas Scratch that she has, because what she has is completely hers. And what she wanted was to bring someone back from the freaking dead and not to like get someone from like, a different freaking thing. So that's probably why she was able to like do all those freaking things. So, second time around is the kind of maturity that I'm looking for. As a doomsday freaking prep, probably we're not gonna be able to see this, but we are not gonna be satisfied. This is not gonna be satisfied and be able to like touch upon when it comes to doomsday, but we're gonna be able to like see it probably in like Vision Quest. Vision Quest might be like great to be able to understand and be able to like see and be able to like, wait, that's freaking fun. Because that's like the original freaking sequel supposed to be when it comes to WandaVision, right? Vision Quest has been delayed for so freaking long too. And to finally see it, it's kinda nice. Yes, there are like crazy ass freaking things that are going on, but it's just like it's not a doomsday prep, but a preparation for like Vision Quest. That's great to be able to like see. But there are like other freaking things too that we be able to like see this series as. But like anything else that I wanna talk about it. I'm only like here for like 40 freaking minutes. I don't know. If I'm able to like see this freaking through when it comes to like maturity, it's just like it's the reveal that like Agatha freaking bound that Agatha bound Jen. I don't know, man. Like there's something like there's supposed to be probably hints and pieces in there, like to be able to truly understand it. Is it like you'll be able to like have this confusion when it comes to like the freaking viewer? I guess what they're going for was like, is it really Agatha or is it not freaking Agatha when it comes to this one? Like, is it Agatha that bound her or is it just herself that like, there's like this weird thing that freaking happened that be able to like bound freaking Jen into being bound? Maybe it is a weird ass science freaking thing to be able to understand it, to be able to like properly explain it to when it comes to freaking doomsday, when it comes to how science and freaking magic works, and when it comes to Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? Because like when it comes to like the mirrored freaking dimension, it's just geometry. Like whatever is happening when it comes to like the mirror freaking dimension, it's just freaking geometry. And that is just crazy insane. Yes. Alright, when it comes to this, what about the production? It's great as production freaking value in there. The costumes, the freaking homages from freaking for each freaking timepiece. It's just a bunch of freaking horror movie fantasy kind of freaking things. But it's just like It has freaking Wizard of Oz, but it has like 90s freaking horror when it comes to The Exorcist. As freaking The Exorcist, when it comes to like the freaking 2000s freaking house in a freaking beach. It's just like basic as freaking a horror freaking these days when it comes to setting, horror movies in the current freaking setting. It's just weird as freaking things. But when it comes to that, it's just like the way they were able to like do the makeup for whatever it is that they're doing when it comes to the swelling that freaking happened. That's freaking funny and freaking scary. That's scary, freaking funny kind of thing that's happening when it comes to like Agatha all along. And like what they're going for here is just like scary, weird enough, but it's just weird enough to be able for you to be able to like not to scare you, but to be able to like give you enough weirdness for you to be able to like, oh, that's just weird as freaking funny kind of thing that's freaking happening, right? They make it much more lighter to be much more palatable for like a lot more freaking for a lot more freaking audience. Because like when it comes to a lot of freaking people want to watch freaking Disney under the freaking Disney freaking brand, it's always freaking like this. But it's just like, dude, old freaking Disney is freaking dark, you know? No, like some of the, you know, old Disney is dark in a way that how it animated war freaking propaganda. Like that's how far like Disney was able to like freaking go because everybody was like onto the freaking war machine back in the day. But there was like they was done freaking that way, right? But it was able to like cater towards freaking children. But it's just like understanding children these days. They always like you must like assume that a kid like around 8 freaking year old already has a fucking phone. And their access to the freaking internet is just like crazy insane how they access the freaking internet and how they be able to like get a hold or get to be able to watch certain kinds of things when it comes to the freaking internet. I know everybody wanted to be able to like show a lot of freaking censorship and a lot of crazy ass freaking things when it comes to like having this kinds of freaking audience, but it's just that they've probably seen some shit already, you know? When it comes to freaking kids, they've probably seen some shit already, but it's just that you need to remember that they get scared too, you know? It's just probably my model of freaking children because I have like nieces that are like not freaking scared at all or like do not understand freaking the are not, like they don't freaking care about like all this freaking stuff. It's just a it's just the parents that are just overbearing or like overprotective when it comes to like whatever it is that their children are watching because they need to impose freaking family values. But when it comes to freaking family values, there are like dark things that freaking happen when it comes to a very young age too. I don't know. I don't know. There are like crazy ass freaking things like that. You can like when it comes to like a warrior freaking thing. What is just like your freaking, you know? Especially if you're like you are like pivoting. They are like pivoting or like targeting the woke freaking agenda when it comes to freaking they want to be they're on the progressive freaking side of things when it comes to freaking Disney and their political freaking stance when it comes to their freaking shows and whatever it is they want. They want that progressiveness, right? They want to be progressive. They want to be able to like say all those freaking kinds of things when it comes to freaking the audience that they want. What kind of progressiveness do you want to be able to like take? Do you want to show freaking kinds of darker freaking kinds of things, so much more mature freaking things, right? You do need to be able to like say things in a much more realistic way because it's much more empathizable, because it's much more realistic in a way that it's saying things and not just completely wish fulfillment and not just a freaking fantasy on everything else. Like how they freaking tackle certain kinds of like ways, like uh what kind of freaking other things that they need to be able to tackle in certain kinds of ways in a realistic freaking manner, right? There are like serious freaking conversations that need to be taken in here in this freaking show. That is just like it's just it doesn't feel like it's being handled realistically in my freaking aspect because realistically, they are like it's not just in a freaking one freaking the way the way they did Billy, all right, the way they did Billy as like some sort of salvation for Agatha, right? Yes, they're going in a way that she needs to pay for everything that she's done, which is with her life, and now she's turned as a freaking ghost. That there are like freaking kinds of things in there, right? That like somehow she's still freaking good, but like everything else that is happening, they need to show that she's freaking evil and everything else that she is doing, that she is still freaking bad. But we don't have to like show it as evil enough to be able to like have these freaking kinds of things. It's just I think it's much better to have us really debate, because like whatever it is that you're trying to do when it comes to whatever like you're not showing how freaking bad Agatha is. You're like showing a freaking how bad. Yes, they show freaking how bad Agatha is when it comes to episode freaking 9. What she's did throughout the freaking years and everything else. But like the betrayal when it comes to freaking Billy, when it comes to this freaking scene. Well, it's there freaking there. It's actually there. I'm just probably dissociated during that freaking time when I'm freaking watching it. When I'm watching freaking Agatha freaking when I'm watching Agatha when I'm watching Agatha betray freaking Billy in this freaking situation when it comes to take the freaking kid in all of that, right? Yeah, that's like a great freaking thing to be able to understand in this situation, but it's just like doesn't feel heavy enough, you know? It doesn't feel heavy enough when it comes to the betrayal. But it is freaking there. I freaking understand it. But it's just like it's at the back of my head that we're able to understand. No, she's not. She's gonna turn because it's not that kind of show. You know, it's like I am. I already know that this is that kind of show where the freaking main character will always be on the good freaking side. You know, it's in that freaking line, and I have that freaking assumption. That's why I don't feel betrayed when she betrayed freaking Billy. And yet compare it again when it comes to the penguin, because they are they came out at the same freaking time. When it comes to the penguin, the penguin, the penguin. What happened in the penguin though? Like I know already it's freaking dark, but how dark can this shit get? And it went that freaking way. It went all the way freaking dark to be able to understand that freaking betrayal. It made me feel freaking awful and made me feel like I want to see him get punched by freaking Batman and get beaten the fuck up by Batman, you know? Something like that, right? Like, holy fucking shit, he's awful. Like, something like that. Like, those kinds of freaking things. But you understand that when it comes to Agatha, it's just like, yeah, that's freaking awful. But it's just like, yeah, but this is a Disney freaking show. Like, everybody assumes a lot from freaking Disney, and this is the thing that everybody assumes from freaking Disney because it's a brand that they have to do. And when it comes to freaking Disney, you always wanted to subvert freaking expectation. They always wanted to subvert freaking expectations. So why not go a freaking darker freaking route when it comes to your freaking shows? Why not just like freaking press on the freaking gas pedal a little bit more, you know? And just like really subvert our expectations when it comes to freaking the Disney freaking brand, and be able to like show it in like a different kind of freaking way, and be able to like show it in that. But it's in there. It's like it feels like you're easing us into much more darker freaking themes, and to much more heavier freaking things, and much more mature freaking shows and movies, as long as they're like freaking going on, right? I, you're testing. It's like they're testing things out. When it comes to these freaking things, it's like they're testing things out. Are the people mature? Are people wanting mature stuff from us because we are freaking Disney, and we wanted to make freaking things right? Because it's like overall, it's just a business kind of thing. You want what the customer freaking needs. If there's a demand for a certain kind of thing, you'll be able to provide for it because you have the freaking money back in the production for it, right? You're testing things out, trying to be able to like play safe, go within the lines that you have like set for yourself, and it's like freaking there. So just freaking good. It's good. Agatha all along is freaking there. It's freaking wait. It made freaking well. It done freaking well. What are like other freaking mature freaking things? Like probably Doomsday will be like probably have like much more mature freaking themes, but I don't know. Daredevil. Daredevil. If Daredevil went freaking pretty well, we see Spider-Man having like mature freaking things of like freaking adulthood and all those freaking stuff. Um, Daredevil. Daredevil is where I get to see things probably. Probably Daredevil. Daredevil Born Again is like there, right? They're really trying to push it, especially when it comes to Punisher too. Punisher one last kill, bruh. If that did well, if that goes well for a lot of freaking people, because it's just like if it like does well, we don't know if it's a byproduct of like the success of freaking Spider-Man Brand New Day and people want to watch more of like freaking Frank Castle and they'll be able to like see, oh, there's this freaking thing that came out before it. It's just like uh thing like that, right? I don't know. That would be really freaking nice. That would be nice to be able to like see. What about the production effort? I'm only comparing it to freaking Penguin because it's just like they came out the same freaking time. And right now, I cannot compare it to The Boys because The Boys is just the bar for like mature freaking content. But the way it handled its darkness and how freaking its darkness and all those freaking things is just like it turned into the last freaking seasons. The last freaking seasons turned into a Seth Rogen freaking type of films. You know, The Boys in the last freaking seasons turned into Seth Rogen very style type of freaking films already. When it comes to the freaking comedy, and it just feels fucking funny. It's no longer in a way that it's being to be able to like to be able to be taken seriously. You know, it's very Seth Rogen. When you watch like a bunch of like Seth Rogen films, you understand the freaking funniness in it and the freaking things in it. The kind of maturity that is in there, the mature freaking things, but it's just for mature audience because it's just like they're showing all those freaking things, but not in a way that like what the type of maturity that I want is like showing all these freaking themes, showing all these mature freaking themes, not for the sake of provocation or like not for the sake of being provocative, but for the sake of actually exploring these kinds of freaking themes, right? Like when it comes to sexuality, we really need like if there are like sexually explicit kind of content when it comes to things that I'm watching, I want to explore what it means like when it comes to these kinds of sexual freaking aspects. I want to understand these kinds of freaking themes. When it comes to understanding these freaking kinds of things, and not for the sake of it's not for the sake of freaking shock value, but for the sake of understanding it and have this kind of like exploration and like theme, like being way out being telling us like what it's like, right? Actually showing us what it's like. And sometimes when it comes to it needs a little bit of realism, but we don't need to go full on realism. Then it will be a documentary. Then it'll be just a documentary. Then we'll just be watching a documentary, right? Those kinds of freaking things. When it comes to like having those freaking kinds of themes, like gore and freaking violence, like why is the sake of freaking violence? Why are we being violent? Those freaking kinds of things, and that's for the sake of just gratuitous violence. You know, that's the kind of maturity that I am looking for, not the maturity that is just provocative. I want something that is just like having a deeper exploration and like having that kind of production effort towards it. You know, the way they put that effort when it comes to understanding this freaking things or these freaking kinds of characters. And it's kind of difficult and it takes more effort, but it's just like with the rise of freaking AI, freaking slap, freaking movies, maybe that's the direction we need to be able to like take to be able to like separate ourselves from like AI slap for like slap freaking kinds of things. Yeah, and yeah. Hey Adrian, I'm gonna end stream now. I've reached an hour and I'm gonna die. I'm down with freaking yapping. It's only an hour freaking thing when it comes to me yapping, freaking about things. But yeah, that's about it. That's Agatha all along, and I'm reaching 1 hour mark. I'm doing fine actually. If you're gonna put your Discord in there, I'm not interested. If you're gonna self promote, I'm not disinterested. Yeah, so yeah. Alright, bye bye. Bye bye now. Bye. Bye bye. That's about it. That's it. That's Agatha all along. I'll see you probably in an hour or two. I'm gonna do, if you're still here, I'm gonna do. Wait. I'm gonna do probably Steins Gate today. Yeah, I have freaking time for Steins Gate now.